It's beer o'clock on Real Ale Craft Beer. Today I've chosen to pair two beers together, or verse two beers together, that I think are well suited to be kind of versed and paired together. The reason being is because I would say these two particular Weissbiers from Germany are the most accessible that you can pick up and buy right now in the UK. My personal favourite is probably Erdinger Weissbier, but that's only available really in Sainsbury's, I would say, and maybe select Marks and Spencer stores. But these two are available. Franziskaner Weissbier, 5% ABV, 500ml bottle. One of my favourite all-time Weissbiers. I think it's a really solid Weissbier. And Erdinger Weissbier. This one is coming in at 5.3% ABV. So slightly higher in the ABV. But these two are available in Morrison's, Tesco, Asda, Lidl. I think you can get Franziskaner in Lidl. Aldi generally kind of stick with their own Weissbier. But you know what I'm trying to say. If you go to a general Big 4, Big 6 supermarket, you will find these beers. So without further ado then, let's get them both out into a glass and see what we get. I'll put the Erdinger over here and I'll put the Franziskaner over here. We'll get the Erdinger out first. Weissbier is wheat beer. A lot of the flavour comes from the yeast that they add to the bottom of every bottle. There we go. Big head on that one. What's that, a 6-finger head? Loads of haze going on, lots of carbonation. Let's get the Franziskaner out into a glass then. I'm going to give it the same rigorous pour. I think it's only fair that we create that. Well, saying that, I've been quite rigorous with that. There we go, there we go. So here is the Franziskaner. It looks already slightly darker than the Erdinger. I would say just as hazy. I would say the Erdinger is a little bit more carbonated. You can see that carbonation at the bottom of the glass there. Whereas if you put, it's the same, they're both Erdinger glasses. If you stick up the Franziskaner, it's slightly less carbonated, but you can definitely see a darker colour to the Franziskaner. Now it's really important that I get the yeast from the bottom of the bottle into each glass, so you might have to bear with me a moment. A lot of that flavour, can you see it? A lot of that flavour is making its way now into the glass. The Erdinger, here we go. Let's mix up that yeast, get it in. You might see it change colour. I've got to get it all in, otherwise it's going to be an unfair comparison. So we'll start off with the Franziskaner then. It's 5% ABV. It's lower in the ABV. This is probably my staple. Weissbier. If you watch the Stone Crow Virtual Pub, I've either got some Lidl or Aldi Weissbier, or if I've got a couple of extra quid in my account, then I'll go and enjoy myself and buy some Franziskaner. But Franziskaner, I would say, probably my go-to staple Weissbier, my favourite being Erdinger Weissbier. Aroma. Lovely. Clove, peppery, spicy, sweetness, banana aromas coming through, a lot of wheat coming through. Smells very, very good. Should we dive in? Cheers, everybody. Really quite a wonderful beer. Really quite a wonderful, wonderful beer. I thoroughly enjoy it. It's just got a lovely, creamy, rich mouthfeel. It's banana-y, it's clove-like, it's so much going on, but I find them, especially with that carbonation moving the beer around the inside of the mouth, I find it so drinkable. I find it so drinkable and so refreshing, and so, it almost kind of sends me into a state of relaxation, like, you know, you've finished that long day and you've poured yourself a nice wheat beer and it's just bliss, absolute bliss. Really tasty then. Right, now I'm able to get all of that yeast in. We've got to make it fair, haven't we? We've got to make it fair. So what's the reason? Why don't I buy Erdinger Weissbier as much as I probably should? Well, Erdinger is the largest Weissbier company in the world. Lots of people love it. Of course, it's the #1 sold Weissbier in the world, so they sell lots of it. But it's a different, somehow a different style of Weissbier. It's giving off, it's almost giving off like wit vibes. Almost slightly kind of Blue Moon like in the aroma. And when you go and have a pint of Blue Moon in the pub, they'll ask if you want a slice of orange in the Blue Moon. It's an interesting aroma. More wit beer rather than being associated with a Weissbier. Let's dive in. Cheers, everybody. Less mouthfeel. I would say more drinkable and refreshing. Even though I was talking about the Franziskaner being like really refreshing but creamy, this beer lacks, this Erdinger Weissbier lacks the depth, if you like, the creaminess of the Franziskaner. And you can tell it's kind of less in the flavour as well. Yeah, it's drinking like a wit beer. Belgian wit more than a German Weissbier. I much prefer, let's put the bottles together. I much prefer the Franziskaner. Much more kind of sticking with that kind of Weissbier root, if you like, that typical Weissbier, what a Weissbier should be. Much better. Franziskaner, much better. So let's rate them. Let's rate these beers then. Let's rate the least first. Let's rate what I think is a kind of a lesser Weissbier first. It's more, I think they've gone down the approach, Erdinger, with their Weissbier, of just trying to make it almost like too refreshing. It's almost like you should have a slice of orange in it, like a Blue Moon. It's very similar to Blue Moon, actually. Yeah, it's okay, Erdinger, but it's not magical. It's not a magical Weissbier. It's a 6 out of 10. 6 out of 10 from Real Ale Craft Beer. However, Franziskaner, absolutely wonderful. The most accessible, I would say for me, supermarket Weissbier out there that you can pop to most supermarkets and buy. And I like it. I like it a lot. It's an, I'm going to say 8 out of 10. 8 out of 10 from Real Ale Craft Beer. Thanks for watching. Please put your comments in the comments box. Subscribe to our daily beer and food reviews. Give us a big fat thumbs up. Boom. Cheers.